It doesn't matter how great a product is marketed. If the product is poorly constructed and poorly made, then it's nothing. Hi, my name is Coach Antonio, and in this video, we're going to talk about the 7 marketing lessons from Steve Jobs. Let's go. Steve Jobs, the man, the myth, the legend. And we wouldn't have these or my guide with my iPad here if it wasn't for Steve Jobs. And with this episode, I'm going to talk to you about 7 important marketing lessons from Steve Jobs. Let's go to the first one, which is make a great product. For Steve and his team, product quality always came first. And for marketing strategies, it comes second. Build a great product, the marketing will follow it. Product over everything. It doesn't matter how great a product is marketed. If the product is poorly constructed and poorly made, then it's nothing. I'm not here to make any arguments about Apple being better than Samsung or iPhones being better than Android phones. It's apples and oranges. At the end of the day, it's your preference if you like apples over oranges or oranges over apples. Because I have Apple devices, I have Android devices. I don't care. The thing here is that Apple did not make the first smartphones. They just made it better. That's how they view it. If you say like an Android started the wireless charging phones, Apple just jumped on the trend, but they made MagSafe. You get my point? They make the product quality first before marketing it. They would say, oh yeah, Samsung came out with that product like 5 years ago. Apple just made it look better. It's the same thing with Starbucks. Starbucks, it does not make the best coffee in the world. The coffee shop here in Brixton, Caferista, makes better coffee than so many coffee shops I've tasted and I've been to anywhere in the world. And the thing is, Starbucks did not make the best coffee. So many other shops do make the best coffee. And it's not just how great your product is at the same time. You have to mix in the development that comes with it over time. It's not just one thing with the other. Marketing supplants or supports whatever great product you have, because at the end of the day, even if you have marketed your product in the best way possible, in the end, if no one knows how you actually produce that product or how it serves a purpose for you, then it's pretty much useless. Like, look at all the best products in the world. It serves a great purpose. Every device that comes out, every car, every electronic device out there serves a great purpose. And that's what Steve was all about. He was always about making a great product that actually works. And that's why a lot of people are in that Apple ecosystem. I don't want to make this video all about Apple, but it's Steve Jobs, so I might as well talk about his products. That's number 1, making a great product. I'd rather be with this mentality that he had. He wanted to be the best, but at the same time, they want to make it appear like they were the first. Look at how they market things. When they introduced MagSafe is wireless charging. Android phones had that for like 5 years, perhaps, before they came out with MagSafe, but it's MagSafe. When they removed the earphone jack, I think they were the first to do that. They mix things a little. Like, it's not just you being the first, but you made it better. You have to be outrageously crazy to, and they're already thinking about removing the lightning port on their next phones, maybe on the iPhone 14 perhaps. They're already thinking about just going wireless. Nothing, no ports, just wireless charging and wireless data. You can transmit data already through Wi-Fi. So why do you need the cable for now? So they're already on their way to doing that. On the next, they could be the first to do that, but at the same time, just like what I told you, they did the MagSafe and they did the AirPods, and everyone was laughing at the idea, right? When you have 2 earphones that you could lose one of them and say goodbye to, how much was it? 15,000 pesos back then when it came out. And now everyone wants earbuds. Anything that's wireless, and it just takes someone with that bold idea to start something. And with that, sparks change. Everyone was doing marketing stunts over it. Like, Apple doesn't have 3.5 jacks and we still have them. When they started removing the charging bricks. Remember? The iPhone 12 did not have charging bricks anymore. You have to buy it separately. It still came with the cables, but it didn't have the charging brick anymore. So you have to buy it separately because for ecological reasons whatsoever. I know that's a bullshit reason, but Xiaomi and Samsung would make fun of them, and here they come with the S21 and say that they won't come with the brick as well, and that it would come as a bonus if you pre-order the device. I mean, who's following who, really? Apple is Apple because they're on top of their game in terms of what they offer and how nicely it's offered. Just the sheer quality of just unboxing it. It's just a whole new experience compared to unboxing like an Android phone for me. It's just so different. Like I own Android phone, so don't judge me, okay? I own a Xiaomi Fold device. Don't tell me like I don't appreciate Androids because I have an Samsung S7 Plus tab as well. I like both technologies. I would be very happy to have even a third type of technology, something like iOS, Android, and this new thing. Maybe BlackBerry come back or Nokia come back with the Symbian. I don't know. Let's go on to number 2, which is don't sell products, sell dreams. One of the most important lessons that Steve Jobs taught us was consumers weren't just consumers. They were people as well. People with dreams, hopes, and ambitions. He got Apple to create products to help them achieve their dreams and goals. I remember the story when he made the first laptop wherein he wanted to fit in everything that fits in a whole desktop, which is this big back then. If you weren't born my age, the desktops were this big, this fat, and this tall. That was the CPU. And you could not carry that with your arm in one arm. And you had to have the huge ass CRT monitor to go along with it. The struggle was that. And it's nowhere as fast as this device that I'm holding in my hand right now. Steve had the audacity to put that into his first Apple laptop. I forgot what it's called, but it's the first Macintosh, perhaps, I think. And he sold the dream that he would be able to fit in the palm of your hand a computing device that was very strong to do everything for you. A personal computer in the palm of your hands. And if he didn't have that audacity in him to think of that and push the boundaries and limits, because one of his people said, it's impossible. It's not impossible, he said. You have to do it because that's what I want. It's impossible. No one has done it yet. That's why I want to do it. No one has done it. No one has fit in a CPU under a keyboard. We will. And they did. And I think the rest is history for that. Number 3, learn how to focus on the experience. Think different. Focus on creating the experiences and the values that the person gets when they buy a product. Analyze how it actually feels to use your products and think about what you need to improve on. When you buy a new product, you want the experience of unboxing it, being able to touch it and feel it. It's not the same as buying something online. And that's why physical stores still exist to this day. It's because when you buy a phone, you just don't rely on online reviews. You want to be able to touch, see, feel, experience the product itself right now. And that's why it's taking so much of a hit because of the pandemic, because, stores are closed and you're relegated to telling a story just online. Whenever I go to an Apple store, I feel like I should buy something whenever I'm there, like a phone case or a plastic film whatsoever, or whatever device, because it just gives you that experience that what you're holding in your hands is something really premium. When you buy a MacBook, for example, you feel like this device can last you years and years and years of use, and that the hefty price tag that you pay for it is worth it. I don't want to compare it again to other products, but it's just the experience that you're being sold to and the thinking that it lives a lot longer than most devices. Focus on that experience that it creates people. Right? Instead of other things that some people talk about what this product can do or what it does and serves. But overall, a person just wants to feel it. They want to feel the experience of whatever you're offering. Apple did a pretty good job at doing that for people, just selling that experience for them. If you have a product, focus on what experience it can sell to people. Don't just keep on saying that, hey, my product can do this, can do that. No one really cares. What they care about is what they can do for them or what experience it brings to them. So focus on that first before anything else. Side by side, if you put the MacBook Pro with another Windows device, like high end. It may look, the other one might look futuristic, but this one looks really slick. If you get an all-in-one desktop from Microsoft compared to the new Mac, iMac side by side, like it's a lot sexier, and you have all these rainbow colors now to choose from. You don't get that experience. And just the box itself, how it's laid out properly for you, the stickers and all that. It's the whole experience. Sometimes when I want to feel a bit premium about what I buy, I go to a certain website called Mr. Porter. And when I go to the website, even if I buy a small wallet, it comes in a huge box. When there's a letter, it's got 3 packagings before you go through the actual packaging. And it's just the whole experience of unboxing something really that feels premium. And people like that. People like that experience. It's one thing I learned with being in retail as well, that, packaging matters, and the experience that they get from that unboxing experience is something that's worth paying for. The feeling of, getting something really exclusive, where in fact it's out there for millions and millions. You feel that exclusivity with you. So it's number 3. Let's go to number 4, which is master your message. You may have a great product, but if the communication part fails, then your product won't sell. It will not sell. I guarantee you that. Mastering the topic, the message, and knowing how to present it is key to being able to sell your products through marketing. Make a compelling message of what you do. Like, for example, in my ad agency, if someone asks me, what does your ad agency do? In our ad agency, Aguirre Advertising, we make sure that your message gets across the right target audience at an affordable price. Plain and simple. That's what we do. That's what I focus on with every brand that I work on. I always ask them, what's your message? What does your product or service want to tell someone? And make it fast, because I have a very short attention span. I need to get the attention of someone right away and give them that nugget of what I'm selling, the elevator pitch, right? Just imagine this. If there was this investor and it was you and him in that elevator, and you have 30 seconds to pitch your business idea to him to get that next meeting, what would that be? Think, you have 30 seconds to impress that guy, for him to get your number, or for that person to give their number to you and say, hey, I like your idea. Let's talk more about that in a meeting. You cannot ramble, oh yeah, my agency, we focus on, the message of, dude, get your message right and get it fast right away. Okay? If you're not practicing your pitch, you're not growing. If you don't know how to sell yourself, and by God, by all means, every day you need to sell yourself. You're selling yourself to a girl, you're selling yourself to a job, you're selling yourself to another person, you're selling your values, you're selling your beliefs, you're selling your product. Every day you're selling. So you need to have a pitch that people will get right away. Master your message. Talk to yourself in front of a mirror and say things that people would understand and appreciate right away. The movie Wolf of Wall Street, when he said, sell me this pen, he created the supply and demand. Okay, I want you to write your name in blue. And he takes away the blue pen from you. And he says, no, I can't write with that pen. Write your name and I'll give you 1 million. You don't have a pen. Well, here's the pen, $50,000. That's how you sell something. That's just an idea. The message has to be clear. Whenever I write my posts on my social media accounts, I don't use flowery words. I don't use jargons like, most importantly. I avoid using words like impressively, amazingly, or overly. I keep it as direct as possible. The aim is to be understood, not to be impressive. You sound impressive, but then do they get the message? No. It's useless. Don't sound like you're this, Harvard type of guy thing wherein, you know everything. The aim is just to be clear, precise, concise with your message. That's why the message of Nike works. Just do it. Adidas could not match it. Like the brand with the 3 stripes. That's what they use, right? What's better? Just do it, right? Just do it. Run, ball, swim, kick, whatever. Do whatever. Just do it. The message is clear. When you say the brand with the 3 stripes, like, okay, yeah, well, do you cook? If you didn't know the brand, if it's not recognizable to you, have a clear message. Coca-Cola's a messaging for their drinks wherein they say happiness. Whenever you open a bottle, you open happiness. With McDonald's, yeah, you share happiness. The message is clear. When you open a bottle, you're sharing happiness. That's the messaging. When you get to master marketing, you will understand the messaging that goes behind every successful message messaging that gets out there. So yeah, be observant of what you see in the billboards, on your social media and everything. It's always marketing. It's a great thing to learn. So master your message. That's number 4. And by the way, if you're liking this episode right now, a subscribe to the channel would be superb, like Steve. Let's go to number 5. Keep the design simple, and when you get there, simplify it even more. If you notice, like the iPhone only has 3 buttons: volume up, volume down, power. Most phones, look at Blackberries, they had a keyboard on it and a deodorant in the middle. Remember that? You had a deodorant that from white turned gray. No, Nokia phones were so confusing to use back then. So Apple's game plan was to simplify things, and when it became simple, they wanted more simple more than ever. Like the iPods, when it came out, it was just a wheel with buttons, with 6 buttons, and it became 4 and just became a wheel. And then the shuffle is like a stick. No other competing product beats Apple's level of simplicity. It's so sleek, it's so simple. Like if you look at the Mac, just look at all their products. Like MacBook Airs, it has 2 USB-C ports. That's it. You don't need anything else. When you have it, you now have to buy a dongle that could put in 10, 20 USB ports and HDMI slots and everything. And when you buy a Microsoft device, you have all these pins at the back, and it's so confusing because you have a PCI slot, you have this 6 USB ports and everything, flat cables. There's so many. It gets confusing. That's why some people who own Apple devices dumb. And for a good reason, because they make everything as simple as possible. If you want to restart your phone, you just press one button and you restart. Everything's simplified. You want to get from one part to another part, you just press 2 buttons and you're there. Everything's made simple. When you get there, make everything simple, short and simple as much as possible. Same with how you market your products. Make it simple. The messaging has to be short and sweet because that's what more people recall. Imagine this: if you had a billboard and you had the 3-paragraph long explanation of what your product is, and when you're in EDSA and you pass by it, you're gonna need reading glasses. And if you have a reading speed of a 5-year-old, you're gonna read it like okay, you're gonna get stuck. Instead of seeing 4 words, for example, you remember it. Beer brands have that. Alcoholic drinks have that. Easy, it's fast, it's quick, it's simple. Like fast food, like KFC, finger licking good, Lakas ng Tama, Red Horse. So it sticks. Same with anyone, even with it applies even with people. The messaging, political figures is the same. Influencers, they're the same. I'm fond of this one comedian, Asian Cutie, Albert Nicolas. I like his style and his messaging. It's very short and simple. He repeats everything he say in English in Tagalog, and it's funny. It's short and simple, yet super funny. Why? Because his messaging is so easy to understand, and it's a great thing. Comedians do that a lot. They like to simplify a lot of things that are so complicated, and it becomes so funny and relatable at the same time. You laugh at things because it's relatable and funny. When you laugh at someone's jokes about someone farting, because we all fart. It's just that. So keep the design simple, and when you get there, simplify it even more. That's number 5. Number 6, you don't have to be the first, but you also have to be the best. Apple didn't invent iPhones or laptops or any of their devices. Maybe the Apple Watch. No, someone did it first. They did redefine and invest a lot, all of their efforts to create a great product. Who came out with the smartwatch? Android, right? For sure, it's Android. But when the iWatch came along, pandemonium, right? You'll really notice it. When they do an online release, the hype surrounding Apple devices just there's more news. I don't know, maybe because they spend more money on marketing, perhaps, but even so, compared to like Android releases of products like with Samsung, the messaging that they have is just way better. You don't have to be the first. Sometimes you can be the first. When I mentioned earlier about MagSafe, you could be the first, but it really doesn't matter. People accept it because they made it as simple as possible, like wireless charging. Does those Android devices have that magnet type of thing? No, right? But the MagSafe, I think, works on Android devices. I've tried it. Like I have one of those devices there, and it works. You get my messaging here. You don't have to be the first, but you also have to be the best. You've got to be the best. Apple makes it great on marketing that they appear to have the best. I think iOS is due to have a competitor anytime soon. It's been more than a decade since their dominance with the iOS, and It's getting pretty boring actually for me, as well as iOS user. But it works. I have an iPhone 6s Plus, and until now it works. I just changed batteries myself. I bought it online for 1,000 pesos for battery, and it works fine. The camera works fine. The games that I play on my 12 Plus plays as well, a bit slower. The graphics is not that nice, but it works fast. It still works. And, it compared to the batch mate of that phone, probably from 2014, that phone from 2014, I probably will not use. Most likely. Whatever batch mate it had, I don't know what it is. If you know, guys, leave it in the comment section down below. Dude, I do not want to make this a tech video, but sorry, this is Steve Jobs' video, so I have to do justice. You don't need to be the first, but you've got to be the best. And last one, innovate or die. And I think this is a message that applies to any brand whatsoever. Think outside the box. Innovation, it distinguishes between a leader and a follower. Apple may look like a follower because someone from another device would do something ahead of them, and they may seem like a follower, but in fact, they seem like trailblazers. When they say they're not gonna add a charger, here comes the other brands not adding a power brick. AirPods, everyone has AirPods now. And they were laughing at that idea back then. It has to be constant innovation. And I feel like what I said earlier, Apple, the iOS is due for a major upgrade, something ridiculously far left field in terms of innovation, or else hopefully they won't fall into the Nokia trap wherein they were stuck with Symbian OS. That led eventually to their downfall. Whenever I work with a company and they say, "Oh, Antonio, this is not the way we're used to doing things, and this is not the way we've been doing things for the past 20, 25 years. Oh boy, that company is done. That company will never be successful again. Because what they're afraid of is innovating, doing things, trying out things that are new outside of their comfort zone. These are things that they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Eventually, it will be broken. And eventually, you need to fix it before it becomes a problem. So learn how to fix your problem, the small problems, before it becomes a huge problem. Bubblegum covers and holes long-term is not a long-term solution. That's all I have for you today. If you found value in today's episode, make sure to leave a comment in the comment section down below, and hit that subscribe button as I reach 100,000 followers on YouTube, and follow me on anchor.fm/lifedeckshow for the audio format content. And I'll see you again on the next episode. Peace.